Okay, it's 6 o'clock. And I'm going to call the meeting to order. The subcommittee, the Pine Valley Subcommittee of Richland County. And let's do a roll call. Have a roll that we can call. I think we've got everybody here that I know that's on the committee, including Mary and Sandy on Zoom. So we do not have a roster.
Yeah, I have one here.
Okay.
Mark Cooey, Gary Manning,
Here.
Mark Gill,
Here.
Mary Miller,
She's here.
Pat Ripchen, Sandy Kramer.
Here.
100%. It's been done. Okay. Now you need a motion to approve the agenda. And was the meeting posted? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we got Gary's moved to, Mark is seconded. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. And then looking at the minutes, are there any corrections or additions to the minutes of the December 16th, 2024 meeting? Actually, there was a misspelled voucher in there, like a 9 was thrown in the voucher. Just seeing that. That's all I got. So can I get a motion to approve the minutes? Roser Cooey, Pat, second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, moving right through the agenda. Public comment. Anybody online or present want to make a comment? Okay, not hearing anything. I think that that's all good. So now we're gonna move to item 6, the census recap. You want to?
Yep, so for December, our average in the skilled side was 60. We were budgeted at 66. And our CBRF side, we were full at 16, with still 2 on the waiting list. That was it for census. Our Medicare was 10. We were budgeted for 11 on the skilled side. We did have 15 admissions for December. We had 3 deaths for December, and we also had 6 that discharged home.
Great. Angela. And then let's look at the Pine Valley financials. Do that.
So in the packet is the balance sheet as well as the statement of operations.
Any questions, or do you want to walk us through that at all, or?
I shared them for your review. Are there any questions?
I guess I have one on the cash flow between 23 and 24. It looks, the way I'm reading it, that there's like almost like a $500,000 difference. That's page 13 of the 16 pages, where in 24, we took 725,000 out last summer, and we ended up just $250,000 in negative. And then the year before, we were almost $1 million when we had the 600 to the 366.
Yep, so what we did this last year is we gave, every year Pine Valley gives back to the county for their payment or whatever, and Last year it was 600, this year we did 750,000.
Okay.
That is something that Candace, Larry, and I do, and Therese, we all agreed upon that we were able to give that back this year instead of the just.
So you increase it by 125,000.
Correct.
I still am wondering why we 366,000 surplus in 23 and in 24 we're a $250,000 underwater. Even though there's $125,000 more going out, Pat. Just raised the question in my mind.
Okay. And I could look in that for you and
Okay,
find out for you.
great.
Will the census study tell you that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
we were under budgeted, we were budgeted at 66.
Right, and
We were under budgeted, that's probably where that comes
Yeah.
from.
And last year they were all budgeted for 66, which their average census last year, I do believe ran between 62 to 64. So this year we went closer, we went to a 64 for our budget this year, just because I'm like, I would rather budget a little bit lower and have a higher census than have a higher budget, and I'm struggling to get, residents. So we did budget it for only 64 for our, budgeted for the month for this year, but it was 66 last year. Yeah.
Thanks. Any other questions on the financials? Okay, then I guess, let's see, accounts receivable trend report, consideration of vouchers.
So that, the accounts receivable balance worksheet was included in the packet. The December is highlighted in yellow. And, it's a revenue and the accounts receivable is 35.58.
Which is less than 40, which is what we're going.
Correct.
Moving on to the cash flow statement, cash receipts are 1,052,233. And this includes the solar tax credit that we received of $81,150.48. And then the expenses are $897,136. And this includes comp payout as well as workman's comp insurance.
And then I would like to add to this too, we did not receive our Medicare A and B payment of $90,000. It was like $92,000 for the month of December due to our system switching over from AHT to Matrix. There was a glitch in it, but we did get the payment in January of the
So it's going to
92,000.
show up.
So it will show up in January. I mean, so it, our Med A and B payment is not included in this.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Great, okay, moving on to the administrator's report.
All right,
Sorry.
vouchers.
Let's do the vouchers.
Oh, the vouchers, sure, yeah, let's get over it.
Sorry, Jennifer.
Oh, no. I guess I'm not sure vouchers are good, those vouchers.
Okay, so the vouchers are, we'll review several checks that were written this month, or the month of December. Check number 8 in the amount of $4,580.44 was a refund to a resident, Pine Valley pre-billed residents, and because this individual didn't stay the entire month, they received a refund. That same for check number 9 in the amount of $3,630. Again, that was a refund of a pre-bill as a resident didn't stay the entire month. Check number 11 is to the credit card company in the amount of $7,916.81. And some of those charges include $440 for travel and seminar for 2 staff, $455 for AHT backup service, as well as $428.16 for repairs to the walk-in cooler, $1,695 for a commercial blender, $1,209.81 for PVC pipes, and fittings for repair in the mechanical room, $861.36 for the heat pump and water control valves for the mechanical room, and then $1,032.37 for surface igniters for the water heaters. So that was the bulk of the credit card statement. Check number 24 is for new dispensers, as well as new dispensers for hand soap and sanitizers, as well as hand soap and hand sanitizers. I do want to note that a rebate application is being completed for those. And then moving on to check 52, that's smart net renewal and switches. This was a budgeted expense, and the amount of that is $28,023.37. And then there's check 54 for $2,447.76 for bed, floor, and chair alarms. On check number 61 for $599, and that's for an electric clothes dryer for the 200 hall. Check 71 is for $795, and that it was for pumping 5 grease traps, which is maintenance, and that's done twice a year. And then check 74 is for $528, and that's for 2 new tires for the van, as well as the tire repair for the truck. And that consists of summary of the voucher.
Thank you. Any questions on the vouchers? Okay, now moving on. Streeter.
Went through census already. We are currently sitting at 64. We do have a planned admission tomorrow. We have 3 other referrals that are out there. So hopefully, I'm not sure if we'll transport anybody tomorrow pending weather and if the hospital wants to. So hoping because we have no planned discharges, so maybe by 65, 66 by end of week. Still getting a lot of referrals from the hospital over here, Madison and La Crosse. CBR staffing wise, our CBRF, we are currently fully staffed over there. SNF, we only have 1 agency out there currently. He is a CNA. We did just hire a brand new CNA on Monday. She started. We have no staffing agency nurses out there. Knock on wood right now. So we do have still open 1 full-time PM shift and 1 part-time PM knock shift. But our on-call staff have been picking up shifts, so we haven't had to go into having agency staff out there right now, except for the 1 CNA, of course. I do have 1 RA. She just passed her knowledge boards for her CNA, and on the 23rd, I believe she goes and does her skills testing. So once she is on, she will take a full-time position as a CNA out there as well. I have 2 high school girls that just completed their knowledge test. They just passed that, I think last Thursday, so they're doing their skills, I think it's like the 28th or something, so once they will be coming on with us as well. So we're just kind of growing our own people in there because we aren't getting applications right now. So we're sending people to school to become CNAs or whatever, and it's working out good for us, so. Our housekeeping department is currently fully staffed. We did add a lead housekeeper position out there at the beginning of the year. So she will be actually taking effect tomorrow. She starts her position. We did have a staff member give resignation out there. She is, I think, 31st of April, or I'm sorry, not 31st April, 31st January is her last day. Our dietary team, they are currently fully staffed out there as well. Some events that are going on. We're having a chili cook-off tomorrow with the staff. Some monthly training. Of course, we have our January 30th, our all staff mandatory training this week. It's going to be PPE. We're getting state ready for state out there. We are in our open window. They were there April 1st, I believe, of last year. So we have started completing audits and everything to get ready. My managers, I went on the state website, printed off like what a state surveyor would look at in each department. I've handed them out to all the managers. They're doing weekly audits just to make sure that we are compliant with what state would be, because they can walk in any time for us right That's about it that's going on out there
Your state inspection, that's every year.
every year.
So do you have last year's state inspection?
Yes, they had, life safety. I do believe they got like 4 small tags, so I have been working with Chad because will be his first state survey as well as maintenance, so we've been working on that. And then nursing wise, it was just a couple small areas or tags that they had done this year, so.
So just because I work with the state,
Mhm.
like every quarter, so
Yeah,
they're really good about remembering what happened last time.
yep, and
So those would be the things that. I
Yep.
would encourage you to-
And we did hear through the grapevine that a lot of the state inspections that are coming out are being outsourced. Like Spring Green just had theirs, and they had a company out of Indiana that did it because the state of Wisconsin is so far behind with like complaints and stuff, so they're kind of outsourcing it. But Spring Green just had theirs not too long ago, so we just don't know who you're gonna get in there.
Angie,
Yes,
I have a question. When we're sending these people off to school and getting the CNA, do they sign that they're going to stay for a year or two, or?
yes, so we have them sign it's just left paper. I mean, it's all wrote up. I had Mike Wendell help me write it all up, so it's, all the legal jimbo is all in there and everything, and they have to work a year. If they don't work within a year, then they have to pay back the cost
back.
of the class, and it would come out of like their last paycheck.
Thank you.
And I got a request. When I'm looking through all of this paperwork, there's so many acronyms. And I'm sure most of you all know what all of those stand for, but there's some that I just don't know what they are. If you could do a list of what these acronyms are with like what that means basically, and that would be helpful to me. And for new people that come on the committee too, I think it would be helpful for them as well, because sometimes there's like an assumption that we know what all of these things mean, so. Is there any other questions here? Yes.
I was curious, how long have we been providing the meals to the jail?
We haven't started that yet. That is still in the works. Clay and I, this actually started back, I think when I first came on board as the administrator, we were talking about it because the contract was ending. We're just trying to figure out what it would cost us compared to what Clay is paying now. Clay, myself, Devin, and Ann all have a meeting on Tuesday, I believe it is. And it's just talk right now. There's nothing that we are providing at this time. Because we
I
have
was
to have,
asked that, I'm like,
yeah,
first I heard of
yeah,
it.
no, we have to have all their regulations that they have to follow. Then we have to put all our regulations in that we have to follow. And so it's just all in the works right now.
It's gonna be a lot of added work.
Well,
Yeah.
we're getting it from what, Fenimore now is?
I'm not sure where he's getting it from.
Lancaster. I think it's coming from Lancaster twice a day. I talked with Clay about this as well. He said that there's the contract, they'll run for another year or two. So
Yeah.
we're not
Yeah.
likely to be doing anything real quick.
No, yeah, we're just talking right now on what we would be able to provide for him, what it would kind of cost him, what I would have to have if I figured in my staff, my food, travel time to come over and stuff like that. So,
I didn't know if it was happening to save money. I had no clue
No,
what was going on.
nope, we were just trying to think, because I don't know what he pays or anything like that. It's all talk. Yeah, there's nothing in the works right now.
I see, thank you.
Yep.
And I toured the jail and looked at the meals that they were providing, and they're just pathetic. They're really sad. So it's gonna be, we mentioned that, Pine Valley, and we got dietitians and we're right here rather than come from Lancaster twice a day.
Right.
But anyways, but yeah, I think that Lynn Clay's in that contract and so.
Yep.
And I think before we leave, I just want to note that the reason I'm running the meeting, and I'm sure you all know, is that we lost our chair, Marty Brewer. And, and Marty and I were school bus drivers together, so Marty was a good guy and rode the Boost bus. So yeah, Marty, anybody else got anything to say about our past chair or season chair?
Well, I would just say, you know, he put a lot of effort into Richland County. That should be noted. He spent a lot of time with it. He was good in his role, and whichever role he was in, I had him as the chair of the county board and in, you know, in other areas. I really appreciated him, and I'm sad to see him goes.
Appreciated it. I'm sure I was new to come on here. So,
He's just a nice guy and generous with his time, incredibly generous. So yeah, I think we'll miss him for sure. Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn? Gary? A second, Supervisor Cooley. So, thanks, everybody.
You see what